So this is white gold for the snow plowers. And I count 3 of them so far in just the Walmart lot. Alright, this has been the coldest yet. I sewed this blanket right in the corner here so that it drapes over my head. Right now my feet hurt. I'm just using, yeah, you can't really see. I'm just using my Uggs pretty much to keep my feet warm. Everything here is just in a frozen solid state. Coldest yet. So it obviously snows south of Salt Lake City, north of Provo, and it freezes, it sticks. This will be here for a while. And I was looking at Las Vegas as a possibility to drive to, but not directly. I'd like to avoid a direct drive, but there's this one city I just looked at, Beaver, Utah, and even though it has like a library and a Flying J, it's extremely cold. The temperatures are half the temperature as here, and I think that's got to be an elevation thing. So between here and Las Vegas, which is about 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 6 hours, there is an elevation difference too, where stopping in between is just going to be a colder stop. Alright, I have to look at Google Earth and see what the elevation looks like, because I don't, or maybe switch to the topography portion of Google Maps. I didn't look at that yet. Alright, so I decided to get the stone mortar. I just wasn't I wasn't able to crush like seeds like pumpkin seed or poppy seed the way I wanted to. I couldn't crush them thoroughly, and it's actually easier to do it with a stone. So I'll have 2 mortar and pestles now, and then my mixing bowl. So I'll be using 3 bowls for food preparation. The big stuff will be getting crushed in this. I tested this stone one out at the Bed Bath and Beyond. I brought some flaxseed with me and just put a few in there and see if I could crush it, and it went easily. So that sold me. I was like, wow, I could really go for something to crush food better, so I can get the most out of that food. You know, possibly to save money. I don't know. I like the idea of plugging in the charger thing for an inverter, and then getting the blade thing, the coffee grinder. But I really want. I mean, I'd be using it a lot. I'd really want something that I could just use a lot, and also I get a pretty good workout by using these mortar and pestles. And I appreciate that workout since I'm not able to do any other exercises. So the mixing and all that it's good workout, good exercise. So this is the Jamie Oliver brand. Oh man. Alright, Jamie Oliver seal of approval. I had a bigger one before, and I did have problems with it. It was just too big, too much. So scaling back, I think, is probably a little bit better. That big one is somewhere in Wisconsin. So there's actually 2 types of the Jamie Oliver, and it's the difference between the age. The older version, it had a smaller end. I didn't like that. I was able to actually compare it. That's kind of neat. this is a thicker ends compared to the older version. And also the mortar is a little bit different as well. But I really like to be able to crush foods myself. Everything. I want to crush it all. Just so it mixes better, tastes better. Right, so I'm interested in going to Orem and just start taking bigger jumps, but it doesn't look like it's that much of an advantage because there's a higher elevation south of here. I was thinking Colorado, but it's looking a little too cold for Colorado. Is there a way I can get through the winter in the desert and then start making a north approach to Colorado in the spring, summer? That lady's holding a sign, and she's got 2 kids. God bless. 5 kids, no job. Unbelievable. She looks like she might be like one of those refugees. 5 kids. She's got 2 of them out here. Wow, that's a first. You don't see that very often. And to advertise that she has 5 kids. I've never seen a sign like that. I've never seen somebody begging for help and saying how many kids they have. No, I have. I've seen it on Craigslist. 5 kids. That's a big family. I have 0 kids. 0. And I can barely take care of myself. Yeah, it's tough in Utah. Oh. Is this where you take a right? Jeez. I couldn't see. Yeah, I might be in a bad lane. There's 3 lanes. It's that busy around here. It's so busy. So you're gonna have all kinds of beggars. City as big as this. And I'll be going to a pretty big city of Orem. I want to go through Orem and Provo, and then there's nothing for a long distance south of there. And as nice as that looks, it's going to be cold because it looks like I'm going into a higher elevation. 2.5 hours from here, it's going in. The weather is like it's half as warm. It's half as warm. Single digits, the low single digits. I'm just so nervous about that. I know that going east into Colorado isn't going to serve as any advantage either. That's a higher elevation in itself. That's already a known higher elevation. So south, yeah, southwest would kind of work. If I did a Las Vegas run, that would be a southwest. I guess I could live with going back in a westerly direction. Back west. I gotta take a left here at some point. I think it's at a T intersection of some kind. Google Maps told me to take the highway, but I think I'd like to stay on the state street. It's going to be a lot of stoplights and stuff, but I'll be able to see the city from the road at least a little bit. It's not too welcoming on bicycle now. My bicycle's just a novelty. Okay, yeah, this is the left that I take, and then I stay on State Street. Yeah, my car struggled to start just a little bit. It still started, But that cold is really affecting it. It's gonna get cold enough where it's just not gonna start. The battery won't have the cold cranks. And I guess I could upgrade a battery, but man, it's really cutting into my savings. I'm spending more money than I'm making. It's really bad. So I just have to wonder, like, how are those Salt Lake homeless people doing it? It's incredible. The challenges that they're facing with all this snow. Living on the streets. There's not enough room in the homeless shelter. And if they're not making enough, there's quite a few places that are hiring, especially for winter time. You serve people at Walmart. But I'm like, you know, I don't have, if they had like a place to clean up, you know, I would have an easier time. If there were like showers offered at the Walmart or nearby, I could sleep. I could kind of sleep in the, oh man. Oh geez. Oh yeah, okay. I am taking State Street. It's just curving away a little bit, but still making it. It doesn't look like I veered off. Okay, yeah. Just gotta stay on this main street and I should be fine. It's come down to 2 lanes now, so it's not as busy. Yeah, jump into Orem. Gonna be another cold night tonight. Yeah, I was looking at Beaver and it's like so cold over there. It was attractive to see that they had a flying J, but with that weather, it's not very attractive. Yeah, that chicken's familiar. So now it's like, I'll look around on the map. When I get to this Orem library, I'll look around on the map a little bit more and see what the possibilities there are for. I guess I wanna like look at the topography and see like what elevations we're looking at. Hopefully Beaver is like exclusive, like only like a rarity of being at a high peak. It's got to be nice and cool. It's got to be cooler in Beaver in the summertime by a little bit. Yeah, there's the American Fork Library. I'm passing it up. They were cutting out on me a lot for the internet anyway. And the internet is slow there, so I was getting a little frustrated with their library internet. And then I'll be skipping another library the next city over, just hopping over to Orem, which is looks like a pretty big city, right next to Provo. I'm guessing Orem is like maybe a part of Provo. It's just like a sub city. It's a pretty good distance to cover. Yeah, McDonald's up to $10 an hour. See, I wouldn't be too thrilled about hanging out in a building all day like that. If it was like, you know, you could work for a week and move on, I'd be pretty interested in that. They want you to like work indefinitely. If it was more of a contract like job where I could work just a little bit, work for a week and then leave. But they need well-trained people and all that, efficient. You know, the more years you put on at the same place, the more experience you have, the better you're supposed to get, but the worse I get because I get tired of the same thing, and eventually my performance degrades over time because I just get tired of the same thing. I have a need to change things up. So I'm never really going to be good at anything because I lose motivation so quickly. And then if I want to try something new, I'm not going to be good at it because I'm new. It's kind of a hard balance to make. Recreation outlet, whatever, I'm passing all this stuff up. Top name brands. Yeah, I'm sure you got some good stuff. I'm only looking for a water bottle, a metal water bottle. I'm definitely in the market for that. But I gotta look at my bank account because it's gonna get sad. When I get below 500, I'm gonna have to really start squeezing hard. I keep missing the food banks. There's one in Orem that's open on Monday, and today's Tuesday. I just missed it. Again. I've been missing, that's part of my problem. It's not so much that Utah is low on food banks. I'm just missing the times. It's like bad luck for timing. You know, I guess I should have looked at that closer and then made a bigger jump to Orem on Monday. I don't know. I'll look around Orem. I'll look for food banks in Orem again and see what shows. Maybe there might be something south of Orem in Provo. I never really marked the Provo food banks yet. But yeah, I'm putting flags up. I'm putting the flags up on my Google Maps for these food banks. I was making a separate map for the food banks, but it's just easier just to flag them, just to make a quick flag and then have that at the ready, because I actually have to go into that separate map, and that was pretty fun to work with while I was in Salem. I wasn't aware of the flags. I don't know when the flags came out. But when I discovered the flags, I just turned to them and stopped making the separate maps. And I'll tell you what, that food bank directory, that whatever the website's called, has gotten a lot better. They're pretty darn helpful. I don't think they're catching all the food banks. They're definitely not able to get where the free meal sites are. They're not getting that at all. Only the food banks, but that gives some help. Okay, it looks like I'm staying on State Street. My windshield's getting dirty. All this salt. It's another bad thing about bicycling around here, is all the salt that people are throwing around. Just a ton of salt. So I just go straight down State Street. There's no wild turns anymore. I'm just gonna mark my dot. Yeah, that windshield's getting pretty salty. That's salt. Absolutely. Things are gonna be freezing pretty good in Utah. It gets snowy and cold in Utah. It's amazing. It's extremely hot as well. It's such a variance. Oh, another stoplight. That's what I chose. It said 19 minutes if I took that highway, and yeah, it's gonna take a lot longer on this road. I prefer the slower pace, though. Great Seal of the State of Utah. I don't know if that looks like a private van. Man, it'd be nice to have a van like that. If I could pay for gas and all that stuff, man, that'd be nice. I don't want to bring, I did get that stone mortar and pestle, but I don't think I would want anything else. Just to be able to crush the food. That's just a food processing thing. I'm ripping out bits and pieces of my car in a way to try to make room for more other stuff, but that's crazy. I think I can rip out a couple more plastic pieces if I ever get a spot to hang out and clean out my car, which it needs it. I'm really piling in a lot of junk, scraps of food because I eat constantly. 3 lanes. I think the library's on the left. There's another McDonald's. There's a Smith's. Smith's, I think, would be a name to Fred Meyer's if there wasn't such influence from the Mormons. So it looks like it's close to being a Fred Meyer's style. They use some of the similar things that Fred Meyer's does. So the mountains are on the left. Yeah, my windshield is getting dirtier. It's so wet out. Yeah, and this is a pretty. Oh, there's another Walmart. That's the one I would have considered sleeping at if I hung out at the American Forks Library, but I'm moving on. I mean, I would take the time to look at that Utah lake. I haven't even seen that, but it's so cold and stuff. I don't want to drive out there. That's the thing. I want to drive to specific places. I'm not driving for recreation exactly. I drive to get to specific places where I plan to be parked for a while. I don't want to just drive to look at things. A lot of people do that. I'd rather use my own energy for that. Just drive to specific places. But it's so hard now. I'm pretty much reduced to walking. Because of the cold, I guess. I was able to bicycle yesterday. It just got to work with it. Give the snow time to melt. Give the weather time to warm up a little bit. I mean, I don't have the heater on right now. The windows are open. It is a little chilly in here. I only have the fleece jacket on, and that's it. And I'm feeling a little chilly. Got an extra pair of pants on. I was getting really warmer while I was crushing my food. It was kind of nice. I worked my triceps so hard, and I can't wait to find a place to use my suspension trainer. I suspect that I might have a strength imbalance with my triceps. I'm trying as hard as I can to maintain equal strength, equal work when I do the crushing, but that can't always happen. It's hard to gauge. Best way for me to gauge equal strength is when I could get on that suspension trainer and see which arm tires out more than the other. Alright, the map's saying I'm getting closer pretty much. So just keep moving along. Yeah, I believe it's on the left. So I guess, I'll just kind of prepare. We're stopping way back here for lights, way ahead. Wow. In 3 lanes, all 3 lanes are looking pretty busy. I mean, I was thinking, I'm getting pretty close to Brigham Young. I'd like to try to bicycle there. I'd have a short window to do it, like between 12 and 2 when it's maybe at its warmest. Try to do it. 12 and 3. Things have to go perfectly for that to happen. Here's the 3rd McDonald's. McDonald's number 3. Yeah, there's a lot of small types of businesses. Oh, yeah, picking up more salt. I'm afraid if I turn on the windshield wipers, it'll all smear. And I don't really have any water in my windshield wiper fluid. It still works. I should just I might want to get windshield wiper fluid. I don't know where I'll keep the extra in my car. Man. I mean, I got the back is piled up high enough where it's just starting to block my view just a little bit. It's not too bad. Could be worse. I just don't want to block my view of the rear at all. Alright, that car is ready to let me pass. O'Reilly's, Tesora, Ultimate Auto Sales. Oh geez, what's going on? Way back here, there's stoplights way in front. Black lady trying to cross. Yeah, I'm not sure what the neighborhood is like in Orem. I expect it to be pretty fair. I haven't really passed through any major central area of this known central area of the city. This is all like outskirts stuff. Oh geez, what was that? So there's actually people walking on the sidewalk, so that really shows how busy it is. Because it's pretty rare anywhere to see people on the sidewalk. Okay, I got Google Maps still following me. Okay, now it's really showing I'm closer. Take a left somewhere. Orem, it's on State Street. So I guess I'll take a left on State Street. The Google Maps doesn't want to tell me what street it is. 100? Okay, so it's either 100 or State Street. So this is 400, so I guess count 300 down. Unless, once again, that could be confusing because sometimes I could go to 0 and then start counting back up again. Okay, I'm pretty confident that it's 100. Alright. There's a fourth McDonald's. So looking for... Okay, that's 200. So I guess that's looking like 100. I think I want to do this. Short of the lights. Yeah, short of the lights. That looks like it could be the library right there. Oh, I'm on State Street. Oh, the address is on State Street. Okay. Alright, so from here, I guess I'll assume that building on the left is the library. And then it's so busy. 3 lanes of traffic. Okay. Close. The stoplights kind of help control the traffic for me, being only one oh, jeez. We're gonna make a slow turn. So I'm turning. Oh, I could park on the side of the road. Do I want to do that? It's hard for me to tell if this... Yeah, I could just park there, huh? I'd rather be off the road, depending if they got major rules. Yeah, Orem Public Library. There's quite a few. I don't see any rules entering. How? Yeah, it looks like a big parking lot. It looked like it's a part of the park too. Whoa, what was that? Okay, I could park there on the left. Wow. I could park there on the left. Man, there's not much clearance. It's all taken up. Wow. Alright, well then, yeah, there's no like significant spaces open. This place is busy now. There's a lot of people running around, probably more than just the library, and they're not parking at the park for hanging out at the park. Who's gonna do that in this weather? Alright, so what's the best way to eat pomegranates? Alright, you got this. All I'm doing is like breaking it open, okay, and that's releasing stuff. When I get it to this square, all right, I could just and then just kind of suck all the juices and then spit everything out. That's the only way I know how to consume it. Look at that, he's got some kind of thing on his tire to give it more traction. My car is covered, it's caked in salt.